from the Wrangler National Finals Rodeo, it's Alexis Bloomer Live.
Hello, everybody. You guys excited to be here? We need more energy. You're in Vegas at the NFR. Exactly. How many of you guys like Marty Yates and Sage Kimzey? Well, I'm sure you all got free little koozies in your chair, but I got signed koozies by both of them. So who wants one? All the girls, stand up. Ready? I'm going to start talking. Oh, I have terrible aim. Sorry. Wait. Throw them back. Pass them back. Okay. Put some oomph in it. I mean, if you run up here, you'll get them faster. So there you go. Keep your drinks cold with Sage Kimzey and Marty Yates. There you go. Sorry. Well, guys, sorry about that. But this is going to be a very interesting show because they've already attacked me behind stage and tried to steal my questions. So we'll see how this goes out. But please welcome world champion Sage Kimzey and Marty Yates. No, this is my chair.
No. Y'all are sitting together today.
No. I'm really nervous right now.
Nope. No, you're going to have to do it.
Welcome, Marty.
Sage, you're going to have to sit in her lap then.
No. Okay, so we're just going to start it out by breaking the ice because I'm sure a lot of you guys are pretty curious, right? Yeah? Well, where'd my little game pieces go? Anybody know? Oh, never mind, they hit them. So we're going to start off by playing Never Have I Ever. This side says I have.
I don't like this idea.
And this side says I have never. How many of you girls know anything about Sage Kimzey or Marty Yates? Yeah? Well, I'm going to go ahead and break the ice first and ask Marty. Marty, are you single?
No, I am not.
Sorry, ladies. I know that's a lot of Twitter questions right now. Here you go, Sage. And here you go, Marty. I'll try to keep it PG rated, but you never know.
We didn't take an oath on this, just throwing that out there.
I made y'all sign a contract. Okay, we'll start off easy, okay? Never have I ever missed a rodeo because I overslept. Hey, Marty, your mom's pointing at you. Okay, well, that's easy. Well, let's spice it up a little bit. Never have I ever been in the back seat of a police cruiser. There you go. See, you're learning about them, breaking the ice a little bit. Never have I ever dated someone older than me. You guys like the older women?
Never have I ever dated someone younger than me. And that is...
How'd it work out for you? You never have. I'm talking about Sage.
How'd it go for you, Sage?
No comment.
Well, you have to comment it now. Everybody's curious.
Yeah, it didn't go too well. I think I was too young, so it's whatever.
Why do you seem so uncomfortable?
You're making me uncomfortable.
Good.
I don't like this game.
Whoa.
Okay. Never have I ever hit on someone while on a date with someone else. Well, how did that work out for you? Marty, you can go first.
Unfortunately, terrible.
Did you have a second date?
Did I have a second? I don't know that I would say I go on dates, but while I was with a girl is kind of what I was going with. So, yeah, it didn't go very good for me, no.
Kimzey?
Well, my girlfriend's still with me, so...
Ooh.
Well played, okay.
Ooh.
Goodness. Okay, well, I lost the other questions. Here we
She's
go.
just going to quit asking questions here in a second.
Yeah,
Nope.
pretty soon we're going to make it to where we're not playing this game anymore.
No, you have 5 more. Never have I ever competed in barrel racing. Proud. What was your fastest time?
I don't know about that. 13-something somewhere.
Angie, do you know?
She knows. I know she does. Hell yeah.
13.5? Smoking, Marty Yates.
Yeah, I don't know about fastest time, but I won first a lot.
That's all that matters. That's all that matters.
Well, tell us about a weird habit you have that someone wouldn't know about. Besides that, you ride and run barrels sometimes for the fun of it.
Me?
Yeah, both of you.
You're first, Sage.
Any weird habit. And I know you have a lot of them, so you can't lie.
Well, I used to chew snuff all the time. Don't do that anymore. I'd say like the way I get ready, actually. Like I do it in a very meticulous way. Everything has to be done the same way. Like I put my right pant leg on first, my right boot on first, my right boot strap, my right spur, like everything. It just goes from right to left on everything.
And you always have to have the radio on a 5 or 0, which I don't understand. That's a weird habit.
That's a fact.
Gosh. What about you, Marty? You're looking around like.
I was just trying to think of what habits I got, but I don't know about habits, but like superstitions maybe. Don't wear yellow shirt, don't eat popcorn for the rodeo. And my deal is I do my left boot and left pant leg and everything first. I don't know why that's different, but I don't really have any bad habits, I hope. I don't think.
How many of you guys saw Marty win the round the other night? Let's give him a round of applause. That's pretty awesome. And Sage Road last night, second. It's pretty exciting. You guys are both coming in the top 5 in the world standings. How's that feel?
Man, I'm just glad I've caught them all so far.
It feels really good to be in the top 5. It's something we work for all year long, and coming out here, especially with the new contract that Las Vegas Event signed, it's added a lot more pressure this year to the finals because the rounds do pay so much. The average pays so much. It's a shootout in Vegas is what it really is this year. The whole season was just to get us to the point to where we are now, but it's, there's 7 rounds left, and they're all so important.
So we'll get back to the fun questions. Never have I ever gave someone a lap dance. Can we see it real quick? No. Okay, I take that back.
Yeah.
No, I meant Marty. No. Sit down. I meant Marty, not. Okay, let's just go to the next question. Never have I ever been on a show that is more fun than Alexis Bloomer Live. You better answer this right. Yay!
It really wouldn't have even been in question if that lap dance would have just happened.
Okay, well, let's go to the more serious questions, should we? Yeah. Okay, so I have to ask both of you, because both of you guys came into the finals last year, and no offense, but a lot of people were kind of skeptical, and they didn't know, well, gosh, these guys in the top 15, but they're both so young. So what would you say to the people that think or thought last year coming into the top of the world standings was a fluke, that you didn't deserve to be there? What would you say to them now after all your accomplishments?
Look at us now. I guess it'd be the only thing to say.
Yeah, Sage, he kind of proved that he was supposed to be here. He got here and he won the Top Gun. If y'all don't know what that is, that's the guy that wins the most money, or woman that wins the most money in the barrel race. And he proved he was supposed to be here. Maybe I struggled a little bit in the other 5 rounds. I won a share of 3 rounds last year, but I think I got it figured out this year, and it's going to be a whole lot better.
Well, Marty, for some reason you seem like you're more focused this year, like you came to do a job. You know what you're here for. What's been the difference? What's been the change?
I think I just expected more of myself this year. Last year I was just, it's bad to say this, but I was happy to be here. I was happy just to make the NFR, and then when you get out here, you sell yourself short. And then this year, that's what I try not to do, is I'm going to try to get more out of being out here and put more money together. And like I told them earlier, I want to have a chance to win 2 checks on Saturday, and you got to get a time on every one of them and catch every one of them around the neck. So that's my goal.
Yeah, I thought that was a pretty good answer. Well, Sage, you always seem focused. You're the most intense person I know. And I've always wondered, can you tell about someone's personality by the way they ride? Because with you, you come off as standoffish and stuff like that. Is that your personality in real life?
Not really, no. I like to think I'm pretty friendly.
Definitely not.
No, I'm pretty friendly. It's just, I don't know. My social life has nothing to do with my bull riding. I come there to do a job. From the time I pull into a rodeo to the time I leave, I'm there to win first place, and I don't talk to anybody really. I don't really socialize or anything behind the chutes. I'm there to do a job. I'm there to win first.
Do you think that ever comes off as being arrogant?
I don't care what it comes off as. I don't care what other people think of me. I'm there to win first place. If it comes off as arrogant, cocky, me not being the nicest guy in the world, that's how it is. I want to win first.
Nothing wrong with that. Well, I have to ask both of you, do you ever just kind of pinch yourself and try to realize that this all happens so fast, that you guys are at the top of the world and you're 21 years old, both of you?
Not really for me. I mean, we both expected and knew we were going to be here. It wasn't a shocker for neither one of us. I knew Sage. We were on the y'all's Bloomer team in 2012, and me and him, we both had a game plan. We knew what we wanted. We knew where we were going to be, and he's done just that, and I'm trying to fulfill my goals.
Speaking of the Bloomer team, I was so impressed the first time I'd ever met Marty Yates. We went down there, and the only thing that we had heard about the whole time was this calf roper from Texas. He's the greatest thing coming up. He's the new prodigal child. He's the best young calf roper that's been around in years. And it was the first interview, and we were doing interviews down there, and they said, Marty, what all have you done so far? And all we had heard about is how he had won so much. I mean, everything that year. It was what was it that year? You know.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know what you're really. I think I know what you're talking about, but I was like, well, I haven't won that much. Like, I didn't know what to say. I didn't know what they wanted me to tell them. Is that what you're
talking
about?
but you had won like the Rising Stars,
yeah, I'd won
all the junior
calf
ropings. You had won every single one of them that year.
Yeah, and then, to me, I was I want to win bigger and better things. And at that time, I'd won the Barry Burks Junior Open. It's one of our biggest junior opens. I'd won it 5 times, and then I'd won Rising Stars twice and tied the fastest calf 2 times there, and won Joe B's a couple times. So I had really, at that time, I can say now, I had won a lot, and I'd done a lot more than kids my age. But I felt I was more mature than most of the other kids, so I expected more of myself.
Yeah, it was like on that interview question, he said, well, I haven't really done much. I'm not 18 yet, so I haven't got to buy my card, so I can't make the NFR or anything like that. And I was just like, wow, this kid has won everything there is to win for a 17-year-old kid to win. And, he just didn't even think it was a big deal because he was just looking on to bigger and better. It was really impressive.
Well, let's talk about your wins this past season, actually. But between you guys, you've won pretty much all the major rodeos. You won Cheyenne. What else did you win, Marty?
Really, I've always been a gunslinger, as y'all could see from last year at the NFR. And then this year, I didn't win first at a rodeo until later in the season. I won the Champions Challenge at Logandale, but then I didn't win first again until Cheyenne. And then I won. That's probably the biggest rodeo I've won of my career. And then the week before that, I jerked a calf down, got a no time for the jerk down in Salinas to win the buckle there. And those are 2 very coveted buckles that 2 of the ones all of us want to win. That's the best thing going besides the NFR. And then I had some pretty big wins at some other rodeos. But to be able to go and win rodeos like that, it means a lot and proves you're supposed to be there.
Do you guys know that between the 2 of you, the only big rodeo you haven't won is Salinas?
I was so close.
So they've won Pendleton,
But
Ellensburg, Cheyenne, Calgary, Houston. The list goes on and on. Just between the 2 of them. That's insane. You guys should give them a round of applause. They're 21 years old, and they're doing what most guys haven't done their entire career. So I have to ask, Sage, last year you won the world title. You're 20 years old. How did your life change after it? What kind of person did you become after the world title?
There was a lot of stuff that changed after I won the world title. I went from being a high school kid, to a kid in his freshman year of college, to world champion Sage Kimzey pretty much overnight. It's impossible for someone to handle that, I think. I mean, it really is. It's not easy. And with my family's support, luckily, I got through it and they kept me grounded enough that, I didn't just go off the deep end. But it's hard. I mean, going straight from being just a normal college kid to being a world champion, the way people look at you is different. The way you look at yourself's different. It's tough. It really is.
That's one of my favorite things about Sage, and I don't get to see him a whole lot going down the road, but I think it was somewhere in an airport. Me and you got to sit there, and we kind of talked, and we had like an hour before our planes took off, but we got to talk, and it was cool to me, and it drives me to talk to Sage because he shows up to the rodeo and he knows that he's supposed to win first, no matter, as long as they draw him a bull, that is going to let him do his job. He's going to win first. And to me, his mindset and his outlook, it's amazing.
Well, Marty, the same thing kind of happened to you too. You had so much success at the finals last year. I feel like it's a lot more pressure going into the new season.
Yeah, it's a lot of pressure whenever you show up to rodeo and you're that guy that everybody expects to win. That's why I don't think I had as much success in the high school rodeos as I probably should have, is because when I got there to the rodeo, I was nervous because everybody I knew there was like, hey, this kid right here, he ropes good. He's supposed to win first at every one of them. Well, I put too much pressure on myself instead of just, hey, go rope, go tie him down. And I don't know, I didn't feed off of it the right way, and I think now I've carried into my professional career. I've made it a whole lot better and easier, and I've taken on and did a better job.
I like that you said that you didn't feed off of it the right way, and I totally agree with you on that, because once you start experiencing expectations from the outside world, it's a lot harder. And I know you are just like myself in the fact that you will expect more from yourself than anyone else ever could. So, I mean, other people's expectations really, they don't matter in the rodeo arena, but it's really hard to handle that. It is, and I know that was a big deal for me. I mean, I didn't win hardly a check. I think I had $2,500 won by San Antonio this year. I mean, it was bouncing back from the finals last year. It was tough, just from the expectations like you're talking about.
Yeah, you've got it matures you a lot to be able to go from that point to then going to the PRCA rodeos or pro rodeos and having success. So it does a lot for your mentality.
You know, I know you said that Sage didn't change, but I have to ask, did you use your instant gratification for good or for evil? And really think about it before you answer it too.
I'd say yes. I've done a lot of great things with the power that you get behind being a world champion. I've done a lot of things that I'm not so proud of either. So I'd say for both, for sure.
What about you, Marty?
I think the way mine came about, it was a little different than Sage's because he fulfilled that dream and got that goal and he put that behind him and decided, hey, you know what, I'm going to go do that again. I'm going to win that gold buckle the next year and the next year and the next year. And for me, I'm still trying to prove that point. So I'm kind of using mine as a drive to make me win more and keep getting better.
I feel like in both your riding and then obviously your roping and your riding, that people find it hard to find flaws. Do you guys agree with me? It's really hard to pick out one thing that's a flaw in either one of the riding or the roping. So in your opinion, what's your biggest flaw? Is there something you think you can perfect or something you need to work on?
Always. Roping calves, there's always little things that you can work on. If it's your scoring, your roping, your riding, or your flanking and tying. But the way I look at myself in a run is my flanking and tying is pretty good. It's solid enough. And as long as all I do is most of the time I try not to mess up when I tie, and I try to win my money with my long rope. And that's what I got to do is I got to get more consistent with my long rope and being able to get tighter necks and being able to get better goes. That's the main thing in my roping that can get better.
What about in your riding?
I don't think I have a flaw, honestly.
I agree with him.
Anybody agree?
I mean, I've worked since I was 3 years old to be a professional bull rider. There'll be some stages where I might make a mistake once, but I will never make that mistake twice. I won't let myself do it. As soon as I do make a mistake, because everybody does. I mean, you're overmatched in every way in bull riding. You're on an 1,800-pound animal that he's an athlete. So we're overmatched all the time. Obviously, you can't ride them all, as the cliche goes. But no, as soon as I make a mistake, I fix it in my head right then, and there's no lingering, things that I need to work on. I fix them.
Well, coming into the first round, you bucked off and everybody was shocked. And I hate to ask you this question, but were you nervous? Was there any pressure coming to the finals or expectations that people had of you? Did that impact you at all going into the first round?
It didn't affect my performance. It did affect, a few things before the rodeo, and it affected how nervous I was. But as far as it affecting my performance, it didn't at all.
Can you just explain what happened to us for people that don't really understand the sport of bull riding as much?
I left my talent in Oklahoma.
Okay, well, let's talk about something a little bit more positive. How many of you are here for Marty Yates? Okay. Now, how many of you are here for Sage Kimzey? How many of you like them both? There you go. Okay, well, let's talk about family because I know that it's very important to both of you guys. And Marty, let's just start with you. Talk about how the impact that your mom and your family has had on your career.
Oh, like we talked last year on this show, my mom, she's done everything for me since I was born, of course, but she did things that most mothers didn't have to do. You know, my dad was killed in a car accident before I was born, so she had to do both ends of it. She had to work double time. And, of course, she had my grandmother and my grandpa and everybody around helping me and doing everything, but getting me to the rodeos and just doing things that mothers really shouldn't have to do. So y'all get all my success. Anything I ever win or get is because of them.
And yeah. And your mom is definitely supportive. How many of you guys have seen her at the finals? Let's go NY! Woo! I love it. I always know where Angie's sitting. And I can hear her anywhere I'm sitting. I'm like, oh, there she is. You guys both have a huge cheering section. So what about you, Sage?
Oh, yeah, same as he said. I mean, my success is because of my family. It really is. Both of my parents have been behind me from day one. Obviously, Dad, you know, being the professional barrel man for 30 years, he knew a lot about the business that it really shortened my learning curve down a lot whenever I started rodeoing. Mom's been there for me spiritually, emotionally. My two siblings, without them, I don't know where I'd be. Because whenever, and it's not that I need them whenever it's good. It's nice to have them there whenever it's good. But whenever it's bad, I always have that foundation that I can lean back on.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say is me and him, we've both had a very, very good career. It's been a short career, but it's been awesome for both of us. But there's no way that we would be able to do what we've done thus far without them like that or this soon. And there's most people that they don't peak till they're almost 30 years old. And I feel like Sage, he's already peaked, and I'm getting to that point.
Whoa. A peak means you're not going up any farther.
No, you can stay at that peak because there's no way. How do you do more than win a gold buckle?
Win it another
and
time.
Rookie of the Year.
Keep repeating it. That's why you stay there and you stay there and you stay there. And I believe you can do that and keep doing it. And I really believe that you can win just as many gold buckles as you want to, as long as you want to do it. And with the mindset you have, you can keep on doing it.
That's a huge compliment.
That is. That's a big compliment coming from somebody like Marty.
Well, both of you guys have so many accomplishments that you can brag about, but I think a lot of people want to know about when you're in the lows. How do you overcome that? How do you overcome being the top guys in the world, yet you haven't won money in 3 weeks or 4 weeks or all over the 4th of July runs? How'd you get past that?
Man, that is the hardest part about rodeo. This year, I didn't even have a horse to rodeo on. My good horse got hurt, and thank God for Hunter Heron was with me, and he let me ride Rambo a little bit over the 4th, and he had a backup horse that I ended up really clicking with, and I ended up buying him. But if it wasn't for that guy, there's no telling where my season would have been. I mean, I'm not saying I wouldn't have been here because hopefully I would have found something else, but he sure stepped up and let me help him. And you got to have people like that in your corner wanting to help you, and it just makes it a whole lot easier and better on you to have good people in your life, and that's the main thing about it.
And you won the round with Hunter the other night, which is pretty special.
That was very cool. Yeah, that doesn't get to happen very often.
Yeah, it's definitely and everybody in rodeo is such a close-knit family, just like you're talking about. Even though you're sitting there competing against Hunter, it doesn't matter because he's willing to do whatever it is, to help you succeed. But it's definitely just everybody else around you. When it comes down to it, yes, you have to pick yourself up. But occasionally you need a boost. And, whether it's your family, whether it's your friends, whether it's whoever, that boost is really what gets you back. Because sometimes you're just stuck in a rut that you can't get out of by yourself. So whether it's just a phone call home, a phone call to your girlfriend, a phone call to whoever, that might be all it takes.
Well, real quick, before we have fan questions, we're going to give you guys an opportunity to ask questions. We're going to let them ask y'all a question so you guys can win Yeti items. So, yeah, how many of you guys like Yeti? Everybody better clap. If you get alcohol out in Vegas or you drink water in Vegas, there you go, you got a Yeti. So we'll start with Marty down there. Ask a question to the fans, anything you want.
Just any question about me, about who, about what?
About anything you want.
Just any question. In the downtime, besides coming and shopping and having a good time, what's y'all's favorite thing to do in Vegas?
First person that raises their hand. You raise your hand first. See Marty, hey. I like to see Marty too. Why do you think I've been staring at both of them the whole time? Just kidding. Here, you get an item in a minute. We'll give it to you in a second, okay? What about you, Kimzey?
Of all the rodeos I've won, besides the NFR, which one meant the most to me?
Which one? You pick.
Well,
it's yours.
Rex was first.
Okay, go ahead.
It was not Pendleton, Oregon.
She had her hand up next.
No.
Oh. Did you?
It was not Calgary either. I'll give you a hint. It was last year, and it's one of the rodeos that ends the winter run.
San Antonio.
What? That doesn't even count.
I feel like Marty Yates wins.
No, you have to ask another question.
Another question. Oh.
Well, I was just helping him out.
How many go-rounds did I either win or split last year at the NFR? My sister.
You win.
I think she wins.
Okay, now I have a question. What year were both Marty and Sage on the Bloomer High School rodeo team? You had your hand up. You've had it up 3 times, so. Nope, not 2013. Yep, you're right. There you go. Now, we're going to give you guys a chance to ask them any question you want, and don't completely off the record ask anything. You have
Hey,
one?
I got a question for you.
You know you don't.
Yes, I do. When you asked me if I was single a second ago, why didn't you ask Sage or yourself?
Are you single?
I am not single at all. I've actually got a really beautiful girlfriend that's really smart, and she's good at what she does.
Well, thanks. That's sweet.
That was a very good answer.
Okay, now it's your turn.
Both you guys, what's your favorite arena? What's your favorite rodeo? Besides the NFR, of course, for you, Sage and Marty, but besides the NFR, what's your favorite?
I like the old school traditional rodeos, the Cheyennes, the Pendletons, the Calgarys, the places that you can walk into, and it is walking on the hallowed ground. You just feel there's an essence in the air. There's a presence of all your forefathers that have rodeoed there before you. Just any place like that, you just feel it in the air. It's crazy.
It really is. That's kind of the same for me. My favorite rodeo is Salinas, and I come so close to winning it this year, and that was going to be a dream come true. I've always wanted to be able to rope at that rodeo and then have the chance to win it. That was pretty cool.
Do y'all have someone enter for y'all, or do y'all do your own entering?
I do all of my own entering. I was super, super lucky. The guy I traveled with the year I was on my permit, his name's Jesse Pullman. He was the Prairie Circuit bull riding director, and he taught me the odds, ends, everything there was about entering professional rodeos, and I'm in debt to him for forever for that, because it is so complicated and so hard. He taught me how to rodeo and how to enter and everything, so I do all of my own books. I don't like depending on other people for anything, so I do all of my own stuff.
That's kind of the same for me. I rodeo with a couple guys, and me and Hunter, like if we're going to a little rodeo or if it's just somewhere that we're not going to count or something like that, it just whoever's by the phone. But if we're going to like making our plan to go on the summer run or for the 4th of July, I usually take care of most of the entering.
In your guys' downtown, when you have to have that getaway, what is it you guys do to, clear your minds or go have fun for a few minutes?
I know what both of them do.
Go ahead, Marty.
You picked up the mic first, but no, on a serious note, whenever I'm not rodeoing, are you talking about when we're at a rodeo or like at home? Either way. If I'm out on the road and I like to just go play basketball, go bowling, just try to break the monotony of rodeo, just because we live and breathe it, so we're thinking about it 24/7, and it's nice sometimes to just when we have a few days get away from it and go do something else. That's how it is for me. I don't know about you.
Yeah, I'm the same way. Like you said, we eat, sleep, breathe it. That's all we ever do. So whenever we do get a chance to go golfing or go bowling or just do whatever, it's nice to just be, normal 21-year-old kids.
What is the craziest thing a fan has ever done for y'all?
He asked, what's the craziest thing a fan has ever done to you, in case you didn't hear that.
Craziest or best? I sure like those monster cookies y'all bring me everywhere.
I don't know, honestly.
Yes, you do. Tell him about the baby.
Oh, yes. Okay, yeah, no, actually, I had an unborn child named after me one time. We were in Rapid City, and this couple that might have had, the woman was not drinking. The man might have had a couple too many drinks that night. And he come by and he said, I told my wife that if you won the bull riding, that we were going to name our kid Sage. I said, all right. And he said, well, you won the bull riding, so this kid's named Sage. I said, okay.
All right, Sage, this is a question for you. You said you started working at bull riding since you were 3. What clicked at age 3?
I didn't really know that I wanted to be a bull rider at age 3, but I knew I wanted to have something to do with rodeo ever since I was a little kid. All I've ever wanted to do is be a cowboy. I grew up and I did all the events. But looking back on it, all those events were just cross-training to make me a better bull rider. The fact that I, went out and rode horses around bareback with nothing on but a halter all day when I was little, that gave me a feel for the bulls and a feel for, just a horse picking up a lead. Bulls bucking leads too. So it's anything like that. It's just literally everything I've ever done. Looking back on it has helped me with my bull riding.
Do y'all have a favorite pair of jeans or boots?
Favorite pair of jeans or boots?
Anything Wrangler.
No, anything cinch.
I love the 13 MWZs. They're the original cowboy cut. That's what, every cowboy in history has won gold buckles in. Anything with the Wrangler patch and the W on the rear. That's my style.
Because that's the only thing they made back in the day.
Some things just cannot be topped, Marty.
I just wanted to know, in an average rodeo year, how many miles do you guys put on the road going from rodeo to rodeo?
I really couldn't tell you that one. I bet, is it close to 20? It's got to be close to 25,000. I don't know. More than that?
Way more than that. I bought my RV this year, and we don't drive near as much as they do even. We had a light schedule this year. We went to about 75 rodeos. We drove 40,000 miles, and we flew another, God only knows. I couldn't even tell you.
That shows you what I know.
Marty, did you ever drive?
Not a whole lot.
I was going to say, neither did Sage. I'm surprised you knew what that was.
Who has been the biggest influence in your career?
Oh, there's been so many. I've had so much help, especially growing up in a rodeo family. I'd say my dad and my mom have had, bar none, the biggest influence on my career. Anytime I need any help with absolutely anything, they're both there for me. All they are is a phone call away. So my dad and my mom have been by far the biggest help for me.
That's exactly right. But growing up in a rodeo family or anything like that, you're always around the greats. For me, you're always around the Codiols, the Joe B's, the Trevor Brazils, and those are the people that help you, just give you tips and stuff. But if anybody tells you any different than your family, they're just lying to you. They're just bluffing, because your family is the one that gets you where you're at.
I agree completely. So real quick before we wrap it up, I have to ask, talk about the fans. They all come together for this one time of the year, and they come to the NFR just to watch you guys and cheer you on and take time out of their busy schedules. Talk about how much that support means to y'all.
Man, it's crazy, because you go in there, and the first night I went in there, and I was looking at my calf, and I looked down the tunnel, and you could see the yellow pin down there, so I just wanted to go take a look at it before everybody got in there. And you stop and you kind of take a look at all them seats in there, and then you ride in there for the grand entry, and you're like, wow, look at all these people in there, and they're like, it's amazing what the rodeo fans, they're way different than any other fans, football, basketball, anything, because most of them, they know more about the sport than whether at a football game. A lot of them don't even know what a touchdown is. They're just there to have a good time. But no, the rodeo fans, they know the guys, they know each event, and they're there to watch and cheer us on.
Yeah, the fans are what makes this sport great. They really are. The connection that I feel like we have as professional rodeo athletes to the fans is so much different and so much more intimate than any other professional sport in the entire world. It's we feed off y'all every second, every day. I don't know. I love every part about rodeo. I really do, and the fans are top notch. They're the reason that we get to do what we do.
So thank y'all for all coming and listening to them.
If it wasn't for y'all, we wouldn't be here, so thank y'all.
Real quick, I have to ask, do you know what y'all drew tonight?
I know Sage does, but no, I don't, until about 5 o'clock.
Tell us about it.
I don't remember his name, but he's a really good bull. Brown Sugar of Lancaster and Pickett's. He's a really good bull. He's a big bull. He's a strong bull. Should be around the right into my hand, which, I'm looking forward to that for a change. And then he'll go back to the left somewhere in between 4 and 8 seconds.
Perfect. The only thing I know about what I'm going to draw is tonight will be the best pen of calves. They tied them really fast the other night. I think Trevor was 6'8". There was maybe 2 6'9s. They tied them really, really fast, 2 7-1. So this will be the best set of calves. We'll end up roping them 4 times. So it'll be good watching tonight. And then what's tonight? The 4th round. So tonight and the 7th round or whatever. And then we'll rope them again in the 10th.
Well, both of you guys are my fantasy picks. Anybody else? They're both my fantasy picks, so no pressure, but it would really help my team if y'all both won. Wade Sendell has been holding it down for me.
Well, hopefully I can pick it up. Sage, he's already been doing good, so hopefully we can pull it through for you.
Well, everybody give it up for Marty Yates and Sage Kimzey. And cheer them on tonight at the NFR. You can watch on CBS Sports if you're not going to be there. And we'll see you guys all tomorrow, same place, same time. We're going to have the Bullfighters, Dusty Tuckness, Cody Webster. And then we're also going to have Tyson and Shay Fisher. So we'll see you guys tomorrow.